I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father. But there were some things that would send people into orbit when I would tell them things. Like, number one, and I'm not exaggerating, my ex-husband did not tell me that he loved me. That sends people into outer space when I tell them that.
Are you kidding me? Come on. This can't be real. Like, what are we talking about here? You guys are leaving 8, 10, 20-year marriages. And a lot of you aren't talking about being in abusive relationships, like physically abusive relationships. You guys are leaving solid relationships, time invested, because of your feelings, because your husband doesn't tell you he loves you when you want him to. Are we serious? What business is it anyone else's to know what's going on in your household? Like, aren't you guys aware that you guys, I'm talking to the women, you guys don't have friends? Like, your friends talk shit about you. They don't, like, most of your friends don't want to see you win. You guys operate in this misery loves company atmosphere. You guys are not like men. Men have relationships for 30, 40 plus years. Never been in an argument with any one of their buddies. Why? Because we are genuine with them. We tell them exactly what it is, whether we like it or not. You guys are so disingenuous with each other, yet you want to share your personal feelings as to why your marriage may be failing, and you think they're going to give you the right answer.
That was something that I accepted. We'll call it accept.
You guys got to keep your shit to yourself. Keep your personal shit to yourself. Like, I love it. It's great for content, but it's terrible. It's terrible for the culture.
But now I see it as settling. I had accepted this about him, but what ended up happening is years and years and years of what I will consider emotional neglect, unintentionally. I began to resent him, and there's a few videos that I want to make of things that I've learned, especially with us coming up on 1 year divorced, and what I learned about divorcing the good guy and what a villain that makes you, how hard it is on your kids. I just want this to reach someone going through the same thing or thinking about divorcing the good guy. And if you have questions, if you have concerns that you have for yourself, or
now they want to come on TikTok and try to help somebody with their bullshit. What sort of value can you bring to a woman who's struggling in her relationship other than what not to do? Like, don't do what I did. Leave an 8-year marriage together for 20 years and have children and think that I'm going to go out into the world over 40 years old and think that life is going to be easy, that I'm going to get fulfilled. It's not happening. It's crazy to me. I've been seeing the same pattern in video after video after video, and it's always coming from the same type of woman, the same mindset. It's always the bull nose in the ring, the nose piercings. It's always the pink and the blue hair. It's the same talking points, and the story's always identical. He was a good man, but I wasn't fulfilled. You can't make this shit up. Look, let's talk about and be honest why these women leave their marriages. Okay, most marriages today, most marriages run on shared responsibility, right? 50-50, both people work, right? It's not the 1940s anymore. Rent, mortgages, groceries, childcare, everything is crazy expensive. Most couples survive because pretty much both people contribute. Sometimes she might earn more. Sometimes he may earn more. It depends. Most of the time, I think it's close enough that neither one is carrying the entire load alone, right? And when both people are exhausted, stressed, their finances are stretched to the limits, they're in crazy debt, drained, the relationship suffers, the intimacy will drop. The connection will fade. The communication turns into like business transactions. No one's energized in the relationship anymore. No one is excited. No one is trying to court anybody. Like, you're not dating each other when you're married. You stop that shit once you got married. And that's one of the biggest mistakes. That's where resentment grows. Not because he never loved her, right? Not because, like she said, he never loved me. But because both people are overwhelmed. And instead of fixing the foundation, people start romanticizing how to escape the relationship. Like, women start planning how to exit their relationship years before they leave. And they do it because what? He never told me he loved me. I hear something completely different. I hear and see this woman right here who wanted emotional and physical attention, and he either didn't know how to do it, didn't know how to give it, or he just didn't do it altogether. And the reasons are, it's not because he didn't care, but because a man who's under financial pressure, right? He expresses love through his responsibility to keep his bills paid. That's how he expresses his love. Men show it through consistency, through reliability and stability. That's how we show it. Women today crave stimulation. They crave excitement, novelty, emotional highs. And when a man doesn't deliver that after 20 plus years, they interpret it as neglect, like she said. Now, here's where it spirals out of control even more. When a woman is overwhelmed at home and she starts getting attention from the outside, right? Meaning coworkers, right? Old flings on Facebook, because you know you over 50 and over 40 people still on Facebook, social media DMs. Her distraction grows even faster. Meanwhile, her husband has stability on his mind, right? He's not thinking about Instagram or TikTok. He's thinking about, how am I going to make these mortgage payments? I want to be mortgage free. I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about, not having this house go belly up and us foreclosing. That's what's on my mind. Those two realities collide. It's structure versus stimulation. You're going to have predictability versus excitement. It's long-term thinking versus short-term feelings. That tension right there destroys modern marriages more than anything else. But let's be honest about today's man, because let's not forget, a lot of men today have lost their posture. Young men don't know how to lead, and I'm referring to Gen Z, millennials. These guys, you guys do not know how to lead. You weren't taught how to lead. You were taught how to be feminine, how to be passive. And that's what we are. We are way too passive, way too unsure of what we want to be and what we want to do in life. We are overly accommodating. We try to keep the peace by avoiding conflict. Again, it's that happy wife, happy life bullshit. We started operating from fear as opposed to operating with authority. And that right there, when you don't have it, it kills attraction. And when attraction dies, marriage turns into it's like you're like living with a freaking roommate. So yes, in my opinion, many women leave because they feel like they're carrying emotional weight. But the truth is that both people are carrying something, right? Both feel drained. Both of you guys feel unseen and unsupported. The difference is that men internalize it. We keep it in, right? And then we keep moving. Women, however, externalize it and eventually conclude that you guys always deserve more. So what's the conclusion? Because we can point out everything, but there's got to be some sort of solution here. Obviously, we need alignment. We need roles that complement each other instead of competing with each other. We need structure and standards and trust, not two people fighting for the same position in the household. We can't have two kings living in the same house. Because when both people are overwhelmed, both people are unhappy, and both people stop giving a shit, the marriage will collapse. It always collapses from the inside out. If we want marriages to survive, we need simplicity. We need clear roles. Men need to reclaim the masculine posture we abandoned 100 years ago. And that means taking care of yourself physically. You guys got to get into the gym. I don't care if you guys got injuries and you're overweight. It doesn't mean that you can't stop putting food in your mouth. If you don't have time to get to the gym because you're working 16-hour days, it doesn't mean you got to eat like shit. When you're overweight and unhealthy, a lot of things are affected. Sexual drive, everything. Confidence, how you feel, the energy you have, everything is affected. Like staying healthy and staying physically fit is number one in my eyes. Because if you're unhealthy, then how can you move with purpose? How can you pursue your goals? How can you set the tone in your house? Like you have to be the emotional anchor. And obviously you have to be financially strategic, right? So going away on vacations and financing them through credit cards is not it. It's not it. If you can't pay for it outright because you're operating from a level of surplus, why are you spending money on vacations you can't afford? You got to be able to carry more than half the load when it comes to the bills in your house. You got to act like the man that she can respect, not operating like a second child she has to manage. Those are the clear roles. Those are clear expectations that you should have for yourself. That's what real leadership and partnership looks like. We can do with less online validation as well. I don't know whether I agree or disagree with the content creator. I'm always going to link them back to the description so you guys can find them there. What say you? Leave it in the comments, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.